Okay, so let's start reading practice today. Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm always posting this on X, but from today I decided to post this on YouTube too. And this is just my reading practice, and with reading I want to improve my speaking too. And I'm just a learner and not a student and not a teacher, so I don't teach anything to just showing my practices, that's all. And I'm currently reading Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. This is an original book, and the difficulty is, the yomiyasu level. It's about a 6.7. No, I'm sorry, 6.0. Yes, 6. YL 6 difficulty books. And today I'm going to read Part 2, Chapter 5, but before that I want to speak about the previews of these stories, which for those who didn't hear this previously. Okay, this is a story of the detective Poirot, and in this book he is already retired, and he's going to Egypt for his vacation, and there will be something happen. Of course, this title is the Death of the Nile. So in Egypt, something will be dead. Someone will be dead, and here there is three important character except Poirot, and their names is Simon Doyle and his wife Lynette Doyle, and Simon Doyle's ex-girlfriend, Jacqueline de Belfort. And Simon was very good with Jackie once, but once he saw Lynette, the rich, blonde-haired, beautiful girl, the young girl, and he fall in love with her. And actually, Lynette loved Simon, so for the aspect from the view from the Jacqueline, she thought Lynette took Simon from her, and Lynette says this is just natural because she turned to me because she loves me, or something like this. And from the part 1 is about introducing the characters, and from the part 2 they are going to the Nile. They are staying at the Aswan right now. And part 2, chapter 2, and chapter 3, 4 is about dialogues of the Lynette claim and the Jacqueline's claim that I already explained about it. So from here, chapter 5 will begin now. Okay, here we go. Chapter 5. On the following morning, Simon Doyle joined Askew Poirot as the latter was leaving the hotel to walk down to the town. Good morning, Monsieur Poirot. Good morning, Monsieur Doyle. You going to the town? Mind if I stroll along with you? But certainly, I shall be delighted. The two men walked side by side, passed out through the gateway, and turned into the cool shade of the garden. Then Simon removed his pipe from his mouth and said, I understand, Monsieur Poirot, that my wife had a talk with you last night. That is so. Simon Doyle was frowning a little. He belonged to the types of men of action who find it difficult to put thought into words and who have trouble expressing themselves clearly. I am glad of one thing, he said. You've made her realize that we are more or less powerless in the matter. There is clearly no legal redress. Agreed, Poirot. Exactly. Lynette didn't seem to understand that. He gave a faint smile. Lynette's being brought up to believe that every annoyance can automatically be referred to the police. It would be pleasant if such were the case, said Poirot. There was a pause. Then Simon said suddenly, his face going very red as he spoke. It's unfamous that she shouldn't be victimized like this. She's done nothing. If anyone likes to say I behave like a cat, they're welcome to say so. I suppose I did, but I won't have the whole thing visited on Lynette. She had nothing whatever to do with it. Poirot bowed his head gravely, but said nothing. Have you talked to Jackie, Miss de Villefort? Yes, I have spoken with her. Did you get her to see scene? I'm afraid not. Simon broke out irritably. Can't she see what an ass she's making of herself? Doesn't she realize that no decent woman would behave as she's doing? Hasn't she got any pride or self-respect? Poirot shrugged his shoulders. She has only a sense of injury, shall we say? He replied. Yes, but damn it all, man, decent girls don't behave like this. I admit I was entirely to blame. I treated her damned badly and all that. I should quite understand her being thoroughly head up with me and never wishing to see me again. But this following me round, it's indecent. Making a shadow of herself? What the devil does she hope to get out of this? Perhaps revenge. Idiotic. I'd really understand better if she'd try to do something melodramatic, like taking a pot shot at me. You think that would be more like her? Yes? Frankly, I do. She's hot-blooded, and she'd got an ungovernable temper. I shouldn't be surprised at her doing anything while she was at Whitehall Range. But this spying business, he shook his head. It is more suitable, yes. It's intelligent. It is more subtle, yes. It's intelligent. Doyle started at him. You don't understand. It's playing hell with Lynette's nerve. And yours? Simon looked at him with momentary surprise. Me? I'd like to ride a little devil's neck. There's nothing, then, of the old feeling left. My dear Monsieur Poirot, how can I put it? It's like the moon when the sun comes out. Oh, you don't know it's there anymore. Then once I'd met Lynette, Jackie didn't exist. Tiens, c'est drôle, sir, muttered Poirot. I beg your pardon? Your smile interested me, that is all. Again flushing, Simon said. I suppose Jackie told you that I'd only married Lynette for her money? Well, that's a damned lie. I liked Mary because I wouldn't marry any woman for money. But Jackie doesn't understand that it's difficult for a fellow when a woman cares for him as she cares for me. Huh? Poirot looked at sharply. Simon blundered on. It sounded a catty thing to say, but Jackie was too fond of me. Un qui aimait et un qui se laissait aimer, murmured Poirot. What did you say? You see, a man doesn't want to feel that a woman cares more for him than he does for her. His voice grew warm as he went on. He doesn't want to feel owned, body and soul. It's that damned possessive attitude. This man is mine. He belongs to me. That's the sort of thing I can't stick. No man could stick. He wants to get away, to get free. He wants to own his woman. He doesn't want her to own him. He broke off, and with fingers that trembled slightly, he lit a cigarette. Poirot said, And it is like that you felt that Mademoiselle Jacqueline? Simon started and then admitted. Yes. Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I did. She doesn't realize that, of course, and it's not the sort of thing I could ever tell her. But I was feeling restless, and then I met Lynette, and she just swept me off my feet. I've never seen anything too lovely. It was also amazing. Everyone kowtowing to her, and then her singling out a poor chump like me. His tone held boyish awe and astonishment. I see, said Poirot. He nodded thoughtfully. Yes, I see. Why can't Jackie take it like a man? Demanded Simon. Recently. A very faint smile switched Poirot's upper lip. Well, you see, Monsieur Dale, to begin with, she is not a man. No, but I meant take it like a good sport. After all, you've got to take your medicine when it comes to you. The fault mine, I admit. But there it is. If we no longer care for a girl, it's simply madness to marry her. And now that I see that Jack is really in the lengths she is likely to go to, I feel I'd had rather a lucky escape. The lengths she's likely to go to, Poirot repeated thoughtfully. Have you an idea, Monsieur Poirot, what those lengths are? Simon looked at him, rather startled. No, at least. What do you mean? You know, she carries a pistol about with her. Simon frowned, then shook his head. I don't believe she'd use that now. She might have done so earlier, but I believe it's got past that. She's just spiteful now, trying to take it out of us both. Poirot shrugged his shoulders. It may be so, he said doubtfully. It's Lynette I'm worrying about, said Simon, somewhat unnecessarily. I quite realize that, said Poirot. I'm not really afraid of Jackie doing any melodramatic shooting stuff, but this spying and the foreign business has absolutely got Lynette on the roll. I'll tell you the plan I've made, and perhaps you can suggest improvement on it. To begin with, I've announced fairly openly that we're going to stay here 10 days, but tomorrow the steamer Kanak started from Shellal to Wadi Halfa. I suppose to book passage under an assumed name. Tomorrow we'll go on an excursion to failure. Lynette maid can take the luggage. We'll join the Kanak at Senel, where Jackie found we don't come back. It will be too late. We shall be well on our way. She'll assume we have given her the slip and gone back to Cairo. In fact, I might even breed the porter to say so. Inquiry at the tourist offices wouldn't help her, because our names wouldn't appear. How does that strike you? It's well imagined, yes, and suppose she waits until you return? We may not return. We would go on to Khartoum, and then perhaps by air by Kenya. She can't follow us all over the globe. No, there must come a time when financial reasons forbid. She had very little money, I understand. Simon looked at him with admiration. Now, I'm sorry, I just... Here. Okay, I'm sorry. That's clever for you. Do you know, I hadn't thought of that. Jack is as poor as they make them. And yes, she had married to follow you for her. Simon said doubtfully. She's got a small income, of course. Something under 200 a year. I imagine. I suppose she must have sold some of the capital to do what she's doing. So that the time will come when she had exhausted her resources, and it's quite penniless. Yes. Simon wiggled uneasily. The thought seemed to make him uncomfortable. Poirot watched him attentively. No, he remarked. No, it is not a pretty thought. Simon said rather angrily. Well, I can't help it. Then he added, What do you think of my plan? I think it may work, yes, but it is, of course, a retreat. Simon flushed. You mean we're running away? Yes, that's true, but Lynette... Poirot watched him, then gave a short nod. As you say, it may be the best way, but remember, Mademoiselle de Villefort has brains, Simon said somberly. Someday, I feel, we've got to make a stand and fight it out. Her attitude isn't reasonable. Reasonable, mon Dieu, cried Poirot. There's no reason why women shouldn't behave like rational beings, said Simon stolidly. Poirot said dryly, Quite frequently they do. This is even more upsetting, he added. I, too, shall be on the Karnak. It is part of my itinerary. I don't know this one. Itinerary, I guess. Oh, Simon hesitated, then said, choosing his words with some embarrassment. That isn't on our account in any way. I mean, I wouldn't like to think... Poirot disabused him quickly. Not at all. It was all arranged before I left London. I always made my plan well in advance. You don't just move on from place to place as they fancy like taking you. Isn't that a later really presenter? Perhaps. But to succeed in life, every detail should be arranged well beforehand. Simon laughed and said, That is how the more skillful wanderer behaves, I suppose. Yes, though I must admit that the most brilliant crime I remember and one of the most difficult to solve was committed on the spur of the moment. Simon said boyishly, You must tell us something about your cases on the border to the Karnak. No, that wouldn't be to talk. What do you call it? The shop? Yes, but your kind of shop is rather thrilling. Mrs. Allerton thinks so, and she's longing to get a chance to cross-question you. Mrs. Allerton? That is the charming gray-haired woman who has such a devotion. Yes, she will be on the Karnak too. Does she know that you? Certainly not, said Simon with emphasis. Nobody knows. I've gone on the principle that it's better not to trust anybody. An admirable sentiment, and one which I always adapt. By the way, the third member of your party, the tall, gray-haired man, Pennington? Yes, he's traveling with you, Simon said grimly. Not very usually on a honeymoon. You were thinking? Pennington is Lynette's American trustee. We can close him by chance in Cairo. Vermont. You permit a question? She is of age, madam, your wife? Simon looked amused. She isn't actually 21 yet, but she hadn't got to ask anyone's consent before marrying me. It was the greatest surprise to Pennington. He left New York on the Carmanic 2 days before Lynette's letter got there, telling him of their marriage. So he knew nothing about it. The Carmanic, murmured Poirot. It was the greatest surprise to him when he ran into him at Sephard's in Cairo. That was indeed the coincidence. Yes, and we found that he was coming on the Nile trip, so naturally we foregathered. Couldn't have done anything else decently. Besides that, it's been, well, a relief in some ways. He looked embarrassed again. You see, Lynette's been so strung up, expecting Jackie to turn in wherever and anywhere and everywhere, while we were alone together. The subject kept coming up. Andrew Pennington helped that way. We had to talk about outside matters. Your wife has not confided in Mr. Pennington? No, Simon's jaw looked aggressive. It's nothing to do with anyone else. Besides, when we started on this Nile trip, we thought we'd seen the end of the business. Poirot shook his head. You have not seen the end of it yet. No, the end of it yet at hand. I am very sure of that. I must say, Monsieur Poirot, you're not very encouraging. Poirot looked at him with a slight feeling of irritation. He thought to himself, the Anglo-Saxons. He took nothing seriously, but he plays games. He does not grow up. Lynette Doyle, Jackie de Belfort, both of them took the business serious enough, but in Simon's attitude, he could find nothing but male impatience and ignorance. He said, You will permit me an impertinent question? Was it your idea to come to Egypt for your honeymoon? Simon flushed. No, of course not. As a matter of fact, I'd rather have gone anywhere else. But Lynette absolutely set upon it. And so he stopped rather lamely. Naturally, said Poirot gravely, he appreciated the fact that if Lynette was set upon anything, that thing had to happen. He thought to himself, I have now heard 3 separate accounts of the affair. Lynette Doyle's, Jacqueline de Belfort's, Simon Doyle's. Which of them is nearest to the truth? Okay, this is the end of the chapter 5. Thank you for listening. Well, in this chapter, Poirot talked to Simon Doyle. This is very interesting because previous chapters and chapter 3 and chapter 4, as the Poirot says, she talked with Lynette Doyle first and then Jacqueline de Belfort. And as she said, yes, these 2 women takes this very seriously. It's like her life, and then Lynette's really annoyed by Jacqueline, and Jacqueline really do this as she is I think she is insane, but she took it very serious. But Simon is a very light-hearted guy, and she took it very light. Yeah, she just want to have some fun with this honeymoon, and she was unable just all. And it's a very impressed dialogue I found is that Simon is saying, why don't you just go wherever you want to go, like you feel, just follow your feeling. And Poirot says she's always planned his behaviors or actions, or wherever he goes beforehand, he just planned and he just follow it. This is a real good man's attitude. And these 2 just showing that these 2 guys way of thinking, I thought. So this is very interesting. This Simon and part construct really seems interesting. I thought that's it. And yes, Simon always saying like he only wants to have fun kind of thing, and he think he's right, he think it's right, and he think Jackie should forget about us because it's always done. It's very selfish to say so. I understand, because I really feel the Jackie is hurt and it's sad and he's irritated and she couldn't accept it. I understand that. So I really feel negative about Simon's attitude. Yes, okay. So now this is chapter 5, and from next time I will read the chapter 6. And as I said previously, I started to post this on YouTube. Now I'm taking a screen record and with my voice on it. So I have to check that beforehand, but I guess it succeeded. And at the middle of the reading, I got a phone call, so I had to stop it, and I posted in the 2 posts. I posted it twice. So I will to post it on the YouTube. I will edit. I need to edit and post. Maybe I think I have to do something with it without annoyed by someone else. I guess so. But this is it. Thank you for listening, and please come again, and so people are still listening to me. Thank you. This is just my reading practice. That's all. But I believe and I'm feeling that my free talk speaking is now becoming better and better, becoming more fluently. And yes, what I'm speaking is things, and I don't know the difficult languages, and my speaking level is only a B1, and I'm just nothing, but I feel I myself is becoming improving. I hope to become a B2 C1 in the future before I die. But I don't know, even if we couldn't become B2 and I stick on a B1 forever, I don't care, because I have nothing trouble with this speaking. I can talk with foreign people at job and at my private. I feel nothing troubled, and I can manage with my speaking. So I really don't feel like I need to become B2 or C1. But if I could, I want to be like that. For my trophy, just for my trophy. This being getting a. So, okay, I have to say that I don't take a test. So, officially, I'm sticking at B1 forever, I guess. But my speaking, if my speaking improved, I will check with myself, and I can call myself a B2 in the future. But even if I couldn't do that, as I said, if I couldn't do that, I really don't care about it. So, just do it slow. Just do it slow. A word in a time, speak just step by step. Only a word improved in one time. Then 10 days, we can get 10 words. 100 days, we can get 100 words. That's it. That's the journey of the English. Okay, anyway, thank you for listening. I will stop reading this and recording this, and I will post on the YouTube, and I will, after I post on the YouTube, I will show you a URL, and if you're interested, please how can I say, please record, no, please subscribe, yes, please subscribe my channel and come again. Thank you, bye bye.